Now, if you want effortless power in your swing, just like the pros, then the secret isn't turning faster with your body in the downswing, it's turning it at the right time. There's a phrase that explains the swing sequence in just 3 words. Turn, swing, turn. Get the order wrong and you'll spin out and hit all kinds of different shots. Get it right and you can use your hands to whip the club through into that beautiful shake hands with the target position that you hear Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods talking about all the time. I'm going to show you how to do it and, just as importantly, when to do it. We'll also discuss common errors as we go, of course. There's plenty to talk about. Let's get into it right away. So the first part of turn, swing, turn, this sequence, is to turn the shoulders 90 degrees in the backswing. You can see I've got a nice turn of 90 here, 45 with my hips, and that difference will become really important later on. Also, my hands are over my right shoulder, a mirror image, in fact, of what we will do in the follow through. But for a start, shoulders turn 90, hips turn 45. Now, having got into a really good backswing position, the one thing we must not do in the second stage is turn the body immediately back. If we do that, we give ourselves no time to get the club back down again to the ball. And as you can see, that brings us in steeply and over the top and leaves the club up with virtually no time to come down. To give ourselves time to get the arms down, we must not turn, but the body doesn't do nothing. The body actually has to shift across laterally, and this is where that differentiation between the hips and the shoulders actually becomes quite important, because what we want to do is shift the weight from the heel of my trail foot to the toe of my lead foot without decreasing the angle. If we imagine, for the sake of argument, the hips have turned 45 degrees and the shoulders have turned 90 degrees, we want to keep that 45-degree angle. We don't have to increase it, but we have to try and keep it so that as we shift across, the upper body doesn't lurch forward. You don't want to get your chest over the ball immediately. That'll happen later. So the lower body, the feet, move the upper body. The feet and the shift of weight and the hip movement across. It's a gentle, gentle move, but that is what moves the upper body. I don't lurch forward and turn with my upper body at all at this point, because what we need, having had the arms up at the top of the backswing, is we need to get them down, and we need time to do it. So if we combine this diagonal move, it's a really good feeling, this, from the heel of the trail foot to the toe of the lead foot. And as you do that, can you see my upper body doesn't spin? It gives me time to get my hands and arms down into the hitting area. Again, I'll pick the club up and show you that so that you can see how the club moves if I do that. So I shift gently across without rotating and without losing that differentiation between the hips and the shoulders. And as I do it, the right upper arm comes back down. Harvey Penick used to talk about this as a double move. Shift across with the weight. So heel to toe, trail heel to toe as I bring the arm down. It's an old school move, but the young guns still use it today. And the right arm is right next to my side as I do that. And I have not turned the upper body. It is very common to see amateurs who are in this position here. No good. Yeah, we need to get the arms down so that we're in a position for the second turn. This is, in many ways, the key to a good swing. If we can bring the arms down, you can see that's all the shallowing you need. You don't need this. Yeah, you just need to bring the arms down. They move independently of the body at this point. Again, a very common thing is to try and get the arms down in this fashion. Can you see I've just tilted up, move my head backwards. Very often with short irons, you see this a lot. That means the head's moved back and you'll hit the ground. And I've got a driver here, and that move wouldn't be necessarily so bad because at least the head isn't behind the ball with a driver. But with a short iron or a wedge, then you'll almost certainly hit the ground first. A terrible way to go about it. So the arm lengthens as we shift our body across, and the feet and knees and hips move, and the upper body doesn't come forward yet. It's so important that you get that right. We do not want the upper body closing that gap with the lower body at all, because it robs you of the gift of time to get the arms down and robs you of the power that you get from delaying that turn, which we'll see in section 3. So I'm in position now for my turn through and the swish of the club that then comes with it. Can you see? Swing the club on a mirror image plane here, same angle here, same angle there. But because I've got myself down into this delivery position with the club horizontal and parallel, I can now turn through and release my hands. Now the turn through has to be on an angled plane, and one of the things that's really helped me with my game is this idea from here of this trail hip being on an angle. Can you see? That means that my left hip goes that way and slightly up, and the right hip is slightly down, and the angle is not horizontal. It's on a slight angle, and that means I can stay in the posture that I set at address. Really important that you don't raise it up or go too much underneath. If you get the hip down too early, then again you'll introduce too much spine tilt. As a young man, I used to do this a lot. Yeah, we need to move across first and then the hip to come forward and around. You could call it bringing the hip to the ball. You don't want to do it here. You get across and then do it. Yep. That hip then is moving forwards on an angle, and at the same time that brings us through to that lovely shake hands position that Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy all talk about. Again, feel like you're shaking hands with the target. Can you see I've turned on an inclined plane, and that's given me the time and space to release the hands and get that super swish. Then the arm will come right off the body and go out to the target as I make the second turn on that angle. From here, from face on, looks like that. Shake hands with the target. It's a really great feeling. But to get there, there's a sequence. Bring the arms down, shift across, and delay the whole turn through. Yep, great idea. If you slice, keep your back to the target as you get your arms down, and then that gives you time to square the club up with this hand action. Now, we've necessarily talked quite a lot about the body today. If you want more information about the release of the hands and arms and the elbow position at this point, then this video would be a really great one for you to watch next.